is Pilot News, covering Principia College and beyond. On campus, off campus, news that affects our Principia community.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural broadcast of Pilot News.
Campus news. Sports. People. Events. We go where the news is, bringing you fair and full coverage. From the Templin TV studio, this is your Pilot News.
Hello and welcome to this year's final edition of Pilot TV News, a live broadcast from the Templin TV studio in Merrick. This show will be taped and rebroadcast on Friday. I'm David Bates alongside Kayla Gillum. Chrissie Sydness has sports, and Aaron Swinney hosts our arts and entertainment segments. Here are this week's top stories.
Darfur, Iraq, climate change. There are many critical issues facing the world today. Can one person help solve them? Maybe promote a bit of global awareness about them. A group of Principians sure tried. 2 weeks ago, they made the 5-hour journey to Chicago to participate in a program called Displace Me, which raises awareness about suffering children in northern Uganda. Ben Rowe has more.
When the film Invisible Children was shown in Wanamaker Hall last quarter, all those that attended were moved deeply by the story of brainwashed children, northern Ugandan concentration camps, and fractured lives. The film about real-life modern atrocities ended, but Uganda's struggle still goes on today. Students wanted to know what they could do to help do something about the plight of the northern Ugandans. The answer came in the form of a simple 2-word command: Displace Me. 2 weeks ago on Saturday, a group of Principians took up the promise they made last quarter to be displaced on one night in April. They packed their car full of sleeping bags and cardboard to fashion sleeping areas with and hit the road. They traveled all the way to the great city of Chicago to meet with over 4,000 young people who had seen the film and were moved enough to make the trip themselves. Upon arriving, they unpacked and began work, assembling their cardboard shelter for the night. They adorned the sides with notes of love and sympathy for the downtrodden in Uganda. As night fell, a screen projected video messages specially made for the event with some of the children from the film. Also, one woman from the film came there to speak to the crowd about Uganda's current situation.
Because they should also know that we are human beings. We have the same feelings as them.
As people began to settle down for the evening, the night came alive and crowds met to speak about their views on the situation. Everyone had their own reasons for being there.
Can I ask you guys, like in a sentence, why you're here?
Why am I here? To hopefully make a difference. Help the kids.
Because I think it's cool that the American government is trying, we could possibly get the American government to try and end the war instead of starting
to make a difference in what's going on in Africa today.
I'm here because she showed me the movie and I thought it was really powerful, and then I showed it to my school, and then I was really excited that it was coming to Illinois. So I'm here because it's close to home and it's an amazing effort. It was a run-on.
I'm here to make a difference.
I'm sick of seeing the United States take the freedom that it does without taking responsibility for the rest of the world.
Thinking happy thoughts.
We want to support change in the world.
I'm here tonight because I got involved in Invisible Children actually just starting this past February, and I wanted to try and make a difference. And I have a friend who actually introduced me to Invisible Children, so she showed me the website last summer. And she's always talked about living in Africa and making a difference. And I kept saying, "You're crazy, you're going to go over there and you're going to be one person, you're going to run out of money and not be able to do anything." And so when the opportunity came up to come here and do something about this and possibly end the war, I jumped right on it. So.
They came from far and wide. One professor had even been to Uganda and is currently working to improve the situation as best he can.
It's making a big difference. There's a lot of pressure being put. MacArthur Foundation, right here in downtown Chicago, called me about 4 months ago and said, "We're thinking about putting millions of dollars into northern Uganda. Where do you think we should put it?" 5 years ago, nobody heard about northern Uganda. Today, they know about it.
After a night of uneasy sleep in the name of a cause they all believed in, they woke to a group of African percussion musicians playing on traditional African drums. As the sun rose, the used cardboard they all had that night was stacked in a huge pile to be recycled, and the displaced returned to their homes, all minds united on one thing: the future of Uganda.
Need a break from the books? Pencil some free dance lessons into your schedule, courtesy of Sten Palmer and the Ballroom Club. Whether you're a professional or an amateur, this could be your chance to learn some of the great moves featured in Lindy Hop at the Savoy from dance production last quarter. The Lindy Hop, or jitterbug as it's also known, is the original form of swing dancing. It evolved in the 1920s and came to dominate dance halls during the Great Depression and World War II. The name was inspired by a newspaper headline about Charles Lindbergh's historic flight to Paris, which read, "Lindy hops the Atlantic." Here at Principia, the Ballroom Club hosts free Lindy Hop lessons every week. Junior Sten Palmer estimates close to 150 people have had lessons since the program began 3 years ago. Class sizes have ranged from just 4 people to as many as 56 during a visiting weekend. Come see for yourself in Holt Gallery Sunday nights at 5 p.m.
Talk about brotherly love. Last week, the gentlemen of Buck formally invited their sister house, Brooks, to an outdoor barbecue. But as always, there was a catch. Heather Hooper has the story.
Buck Burgers is a well-known tradition on campus, but recently, the gentlemen put on the event with a little twist. The Buck guys decided to invite Brooks, their sister house, over for some food, fun, and festivities. The gentlemen cooked burgers while others played frisbee and socialized. Buck turned the event into a chance to have a green versus white challenge. Not only did the gentlemen have to invite the Brooks women, the 2 teams also had to get the ladies' signatures. In the end, the team with the most would win the challenge. Since the Brooks ladies knew that their autographs were valuable to the gentlemen, they made them work pretty hard for their signatures. Sophomore Brooks member Nancy Glasscock said that she accepted the invite, but only with an incentive.
And I said, of course, but, you're going to have to give me a massage for it. So he gave me a 5-minute massage for me to come and have burgers with the boys.
Senior Brooks member Abby Boudreau also got some good labor out of 2